So where we were yesterday?
Yesterday, we were discussed about the CG42 report template.
Yeah. A report template to edit, or if you want to even create, WWI can be used for that purpose.
Yeah.
That is what we saw yesterday. Though the designing part and all is taken care by the technical consultant, still you should have some idea about the WWI. Okay, how it can be edited, what are the different parts in WWI. Those things are very important. Okay, so I have to explain a little bit more related to the WWI. I'm making you the presenter. Screen?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. CG42. /M. Yeah, click on it. EHMSDS example. 4.
Okay.
Go to document. Third. Oh, right. See, when you get this error, sometimes this same thing will be displayed. What you need to do is close this message. Yeah, go to utilities. In the menu bar, there is on top.
Okay.
Utilities. Reset front end. Yeah, now again you try to go to the document. So in this WWA, there are some options which you should know about. Okay, first thing, if you see on the left hand side, there are 3 symbol groups. Okay, some are known as report symbols, specification symbols. Okay, then you have parameter symbols, and then you have descriptor symbols. These are the 3 symbols you have. By the way, symbol means if you want to add anything to your report template. Okay, any data if you want to add. So that data is actually known as the report symbols. So they are mainly categorized, like I told you, 3 groups are there: specification symbols, parameter symbols, and descriptor symbols. So these in this first specification symbol means if you want to add any symbol or any data from the specification, at that time you have to go into this specification symbols, select the symbol which you want to display on the report template, and you can select it. That is your specification symbol. You can just open that specification symbol. Below that report symbols is there, no, on top. Yeah. So you can see you have specification header is there, recipe management is there. You can open specification header, or if you want to add any symbol from physical chemical properties, you can even add that. See, in specification management, we have seen all this, if you remember. Especially the material assignment tab we have in specification. So from that, if you want to add the material name into your report template, you have to select that symbol. Open that further. Yeah, see all this individual data, like when it was created, who created the specification or name of the material. All these are individual symbols. Each one of them is an individual symbol. Now, for example, if you want to add created by or the material name onto your symbol, onto your report template, what you need to do, select that material, and there is a first button below. You need to first select the symbol created on or created by or material, whichever you want to select. Then if you don't click, actually, okay, what will happen later, if you edit something in the report template, you cannot again generate any reports. It will start giving some errors. But I just want to show you how you can add the symbol. Okay, then the first button below, that is add symbol into the report template. So when you click on that, it will insert that particular data object or that report symbol onto your report template. That is how they create the report templates. They keep on adding each individual report symbols, what they want to display into the report tree. They will keep on adding it. They will design the borders, and then you will get whatever the data that you want to print on the report. So that is one thing. Either you can use from the specification symbols. Second, you have parameter symbols. No, not that. You go again on top to report symbols. Yeah, there. You come below a report symbol. That is another group of symbols. Okay, parameter symbol means these are the symbols which you want to use as the, if you want to access some data from other modules, say from materials management module or from plant maintenance module. If you want to take some data from other modules and if you want to display it on your report template, that can be done by selecting the symbols under parameter symbols. Because if you see the first part, you have some of the data from materials management, like material name. Then you have some of the data from sales and distribution module. So sometimes what happens in your report, you not only have to display your own data related to EHS, but also some of the data from other modules. So in such cases, you can add those report symbols from the parameter symbols section. Like sales data can be added, or shipping point. If you want to mention the shipping point of the material, you can mention that. Or if you want to add some material name onto your report template, that those parameters can also be selected. So this section is only dedicated to the parameter symbols. Okay, this is the second section.
So if I
And
need
third
to
section, yeah.
if I need to combine this, okay, I need to generate one type of report. So this
Mm,
accident victim and this
mm,
injury illness log, both I need to combine and I need to
mm.
take out the report. Means so I can merge it and take it out, or
No,
otherwise
no, we have separate.
some other data I need to take from this injury illness log.
Yeah, some other data may be accident location or the time of incident. Like if you want to use it in your report, you can use
Hmm.
that. Or eyewitness, you can. There is a section where you can add the eyewitness, or there are some control measures also which you can include in the incident accident report. So from that particular data, you can open it. See, if you expand that incident accident log, it will actually show you what kind of data you can extract from there. event related data, injuries related data, treatment related data, whatever the data objects are available in EHS, all those data objects are here. If you want to design an incident report, fine, you can use the symbol from the parameter values. If you are only concerned with the specification management, you can use specification symbols and you can create a report. Maybe for MSDS, or maybe if you are creating a raw material specification data, that can also be done by using the specification symbols. But related to injuries or accidents or any other related topics in EHS, for that kind of a report, you can use this parameter symbols. Again, if you open up, like there are some head injuries. If related to head injury, if you want to add any symbol onto your report template, you can again expand them, go inside and add those symbols, like date of the event or the time of the event. You can plan. See, what happens is when you are designing in a report template, you have to first plan at which location, what is the data you want to display. Maybe on the right corner top side of the report, you want to display the date and time of the event. You have to first write it down, jot it down, what are the different data you need to put into the report and at what location do you want to display it. First, you have to have an idea about the report template. Then at that appropriate place, you have to keep the cursor, and when you add those report symbols, it will get added. All the green letters, what you see on the report template, those are your report symbols. Those are your report symbols. All the green color, all the text in the green color. What happens? That green color text will be replaced by the actual data. Okay. So there are three sections, three types of symbol group: specification symbols, parameter symbols, and descriptor symbols. Descriptor symbols are like, if you want to add some phrases in your report template, then you can add phrases, maybe related to your related to any chemical, if you want to add a phrase, or if you want to add a graphical symbol or a logo into your report template, even those can be added. These mainly descriptor symbols are used for phrases, adding the phrases into your report template. Okay, so these are the main three groups of symbols. And below you can see there are some buttons onto the below where you went and it showed insert object into the report template. So that is used if you want to add any symbol, report symbol. Second is your wizard. If you want to do any settings in the WWI wizard, you can open the wizard and you can use it. That is the second option. Third is edit object from template. Let's say you want to search an object from the report template and you want to edit it. Then you can use edit object from template option. Okay, and then fourth, what do you have? Edit WW object in template. Okay, next, edit object. Yeah, even this is used to edit the object in the report template. Then you have find in symbol tree. Let's say out of all those symbols, you want to search any particular symbol, you are not able to find it. What you can do, you can go to that option and you can enter the name of that symbol which you are trying to search. Okay, so these are some of the options below under the toolbar. And apart from that, you also have some options below. Yeah, you have symbol, descriptor, if you want to add any descriptor, or repeating groups. Repeating groups are nothing but if you want to use any value assignment type. If you want to add any value assignment type into your report template, at that time you have to use the repeating group. Blank compression means it is used for suppressing a particular symbol. Like, what happens sometimes, let's say you have put the material name, you have added material name report symbol onto the report template, but in the actual specification the material is not at all assigned, it is blank. So what happens, all those data which are not available in the specification, or which is there is no data available, all those report symbols will be hidden. When you generate a report, that section itself will not be visible. For example, material name, and if you have added that report symbol in the report template, when you generate the material name itself will not be there. That will be hidden, because in our actual specification there is no material name. They have not mentioned what is the material name. So such kind of blank data you can easily cover up, or you can hide it in your report template when you use this blank compression. That is the option of blank compression. Next, conditional output means it is used in order to display or not display certain sections. Let's say in MSDS there are totally 16 sections. Out of those 16 sections, for example, let us say you don't want to display the physical chemical properties of the chemical. That entire section you want to hide it. Okay, so using conditional output, you can hide one part of the report which you don't want to display it in the output. So for that we use conditional output. And under messages, if there is any error or if there are any warning messages in your report template, then those messages will appear under the messages section. If there are errors, you can go to the messages, find out what is the error it is showing, and then you can rectify it before you can use the report template. And what is this category? Is it showing any full form there? Last but one. Building block catalog. No, I have no idea about this option. Messages will contain all the error messages or warning messages that are generated with respect to your report template, so that you can rectify those errors and you can actually use the report template in generation. Okay, these are some of the options, though all these are used by the technical consultant, but at least you should know the layout, what options you have, etc., etc. That is also like your it comes as a part of your functional consultant's responsibility. Sometimes, if you want to edit something in the report template, you it will take much time for reaching out to the technical consultant and making them to create those changes. Instead of that, if you know some of the basic things like how to edit the data, you can edit the report templates by yourself. At least if you cannot create, you can edit the report template. So with that sense, you should know some of these basic principles in the WWI report template. Okay, so this is some additional information which I wanted to impart. There is a document which I have with me related to WWI. I will send that email that document to you both. where they have explained each thing, like about specification symbols, parameter symbols, what different options we have, how do we actually generate a sample report. All those they have included in the document. I will share this document with you. Layout example also they have given. For example, if you want to create one small box with chemical names or some other physical chemical properties of that chemical, if you want to create a column or a box, okay, like a table, if you want to generate, what coding do you have to use? They have given some example also for that. So I will share this document with you. You can go through, try to create a new report template and try to generate this. Okay, any doubt in this? If you want to practice, adding symbols or deleting symbols, you create a new report template and then I suggest you do it on your own template, because otherwise what will happen, if you edit something here in the standard template, next time if you want to generate any report and if you want to see the output, it will be very difficult. It will start creating errors. So to avoid those things, it is better you create your own report template. You can add some symbols. Uh, you can try to generate that report. Okay. So I think that will be better. But remember, if you are creating your own report template, you should also create your generation variant, without which you cannot generate the report from this. It will not be possible. So create a report template, create a generation variant, and then you can test it, how you are getting the output. Yeah, these options also I'll tell you, Yuvraj. See, the first option, if you want to check whether this template contains any errors or is it free from errors, that first option is used to check the template. Second is if you want to add, if you want to extract any data. Extracting means, like, if you want to highlight any particular section of the report template, if you want to zoom it, at that time you will use this extract to zoom that particular area in the report template. And to creating labels, you can go to create label to, you can design the label in this. And then you have condition text. If you want to add some text into your report template, then you can go to the condition text and you can add text. Character sizing is, again, if you want to decide on the size of the characters which you are adding into the report template, you can use the character sizing. And this is to add the report additional template. I mean, within an MSDS, let us say you are creating a MSDS template. Within that report template, if you want to add one label, let's say you want to attach a label inside that MSDS report, then you can include a template within your existing template. That is used using the include template option. Start preview, if you want to generate a report and see how you are getting the output, whether it is as per your requirement, you can use it, preview. And switch display is, it will display between your normal text and it will show the technical text. You can click on that and see. If you click on switch display, it will show you the technical data. It is like in the coding format. Again, if you click, it will go back to the previous section. These are the symbols, not coding, these are symbols. And if you want to change symbol tree, or if you want to add new symbols, or if you want to change the arrangement of the report symbols, you can use that. And this is for WWI settings. Generally, like if you want to change the color of your characters which you're using in the report template, you can change the colors. You can also change the settings in the preview section. And when you are adding the phrases into your report template, from which phrase library do you want to access the phrases? That is also important. Depending on these settings, you can access the phrases, because there are so many libraries. How do you go to that particular library and you can select the phrases? For that purpose, first you should define which is the phrase library that you will be using in this report template. Once you have decided that, enter the phrase library name, and then you can access those phrases under the descriptor symbols. Any doubt? Is it clear? I think you are curiously looking at these things. Main thing is you have to practice all this stuff. Any doubt in this?
Uh, okay, sir. We will practice and check it out. Then only we can know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. See, anyways, from next year they are getting 2.5 days leave. So maybe we will get lot of time to practice.
No, that's for also this government only, not for private. For us, I
Oh,
think it's shifting to Sunday. So I think from next year onwards, now we can
hmm.
look at the class for around evening. Also, we can take no issues. We can shift the class hours.
You will have leave on Sunday.
Sunday, yeah.
Saturday, Sunday, you mean?
No, Sunday only. Sunday only leave,
Okay,
not Saturday.
okay. So Friday is cancelled.
Yeah, Friday cancelled. So they moved, they shift the holiday to Sunday.
Hmm. Hmm, hmm, hmm.
That's
Okay.
like India, na? Same, similar to India, they
Okay.
shift holiday. So we
Okay.
can shift the
Okay.
class hours also. In morning,
Fine, fine.
whatever we want, we can shift. No issues. Yeah.
Okay, okay. And Saturdays you will be available at the same time.
Yeah, yeah. Saturday will be the same time. I will be available. No issues.
Ah, okay. Fine, Yuvraj. Fine.
Okay. Sir.
Next, any doubt in this? No doubt.
No, sir. We have to work
Yeah,
on it
okay.
now. We'll
Yeah,
work on it. And yeah.
fine, fine, Yuvraj. Okay. We'll move on to another important transaction code, editing report. To edit a report, we have to go to CG50, transaction code, CG50. Okay. So before we go ahead with this, I want to tell one thing. See, editing the data in the report is not possible. Just like how we open the Microsoft Word, we can edit some data, save it. It is not like that. In SAP, editing the report means just changing the status of the report. If you want to edit the real data in a report, you have to go to report template, and I showed there are so many symbols, report symbols which are added. There you have to change the symbols. Okay, changing the report symbols in the report template is known as editing the data in our recipe. But in reports, after the reports are generated, you cannot change any data in that. That is, that data is permanent. Then why do we call this transaction code as edit report? Because you can change the status of each report in this. So that is why we call it as edit report. Okay, if you want to display any particular report category, you can select the report category and you can display them under the initial screen. Or if you want to see all the reports, just click enter button twice. It will show all the reports that are there in the system. Enter, press enter. It's not coming. No. Okay. Yes. Okay. See, all these, all the reports in a SAP are displayed in a report tree. So this structure is known as a report tree, where the first section gives you the name of the specification, and below that there will be a description, what kind of report it is, what is the name of the report, etc. And below that another branch, the last branch will give you the status of the report, okay, and the language in which it has been created, and the document itself will be attached in the branch of the tree. So if you see the first one, the specification number is given 878. Below that, the name of the report, and below that, the report has been created in the English language, and it is generated with warning. Means there may be some errors in the report template. So that is why the status of this report is as generated with warning. Okay, now you can only see those reports, or you can change the status of those reports where the actual report has been attached. So in our case, below, beside that pen symbol, edit symbol, a report has been attached. That is why you can see one document there on the left hand side of English. That one. So that is your actual report that has been attached. If you want to see that report, you can open it and you can see the report. That is also possible. But for all those report trees where there is no actual report attached, you cannot change the status. Select that, select anyone. Continue. Yeah, hello. There is some symbol blinking below. I don't know, antivirus on your toolbar. 1 second. It is transferring the data. Normally it takes time, but not so much. Sometimes the server will get hanged also. You might have
Hmm.
seen when I am using, lot of times it will get hanged. You have to close it, restart again. Try to close that sales organization. Not happening. Or on top, see there is one. Okay, I think it went off. Okay, no problem. It is, I think it is not opening the document. Click again.
Now the same one we can click, otherwise some other things.
Yeah, fine. Certificate of compliance you can.
Okay. Yeah.
These are notes. Do one thing. Go to the top. You see there is report. Beside that there is one small button. Click on that. Top. First first line. Yeah. On top. Further up. Further up. Click on that. New transaction. New GUI window. Okay. Now here go to CG50. Enter. Yes. Okay. See, I don't know. There is some error in your server. Okay. So instead of displaying the report, I will just tell you after the report is generated, when it is showing as generated with warning. But still, it is just a warning. There is no major error in the reports. It is just a warning. So fine. Next, what happens is, let's say you generated the report. You are the user, end user who generated the report. But the actual person who has to approve that report will be your boss. Maybe the manager, supervisor, or head of EHS department. It can be anybody. So what you need to do is you click on that generated with warning. You can click anywhere, but you click on that generated with warning in the first, yeah, below. No, not that. In nutrition facts panel is written, no. Below that on English also you can click. No, not that. On English, yes. Click on that. Now go to report. On top, all the menu options are there, no. There. Go to report. Status switch. Okay, next click on accept. Let's say you have requested your boss to, what happened, there is some error. No, there is some error. Okay, I'll do one thing. Shall I open my server? I'll continue from here because your server is having some issue here in the report manager.
Okay, sir. You can. I will
Okay,
stop sharing the
I'll,
screen. Yeah.
yeah, I'll share. Okay, it is CG50. Display all the reports that are there in the system. Just like yours, even my server will display all these reports. Okay, in the repository. Now, let me try to display the report here. See, in my server, it is opening the document. It is very difficult, there will be so much difference between one server to another server. Lot of errors will be there in some servers. You cannot use some options. It is very challenging task. Yeah, see, this is one report known as nutrition facts. This report was already generated and it is available in our report manager. Okay, so this is one report which is already generated and which is available in the report management. So this is the report we are looking at. Next, if you want to change the status. Let's say you have generated this report and you want to, if you want your boss to accept this report, what happens? This report will go to your manager or supervisor. He will go to the report and then go to status switch and he will accept it. If there are no errors, if the report is complete, data is complete, then he will accept it. Then what is going to happen? Your report status will change from generated with warning to release status. Now it is released, accepted by the manager. Okay. So after it is released, you can use it to circulate among your customers, or you can send it to the end user and they can refer to this document in real time. Now it is in release status. After a few years, let's say you want to change the status of your report. You are no longer using it. It is not circulated in the market. Nobody are referring to this report. At that time, again, you can go to the same status switch tab and you can set the report to the historical. Okay, like this. So edit report basically means changing the status of the reports. That is known as editing report. You cannot edit the actual data of the report. That is not possible. Okay, so this is how you can change the status of any report which is there. But remember again one more thing, you can change the status of only those reports where a physical report has been included. Where there is no report included, you cannot change the status. It is not possible. For example, if I try to change the status of this ID report, go to report, status switch, accept, it will show error because there is no report attached. So how can you actually change the status of the report? Okay. Then after changing the status, you should save the data of that particular report. Either you can do this activity by going to the status switch option, or you will find this accept, reject, generate, set to historical. These options are already available. You can either use these buttons or you can go to the report menu tab, and from there also you can change the status. Both options are there in your editing report. Okay, so this is your report, editing report transaction code. Next, report information system. Now, this is also a very important section known as report information system. I had told you during our theoretical session, report information system means it is just like a library. It is a library where you will find all the reports which are in status historical and which are in status released. These are the two types of reports which will be available in report information system. All the reports which are in report information system cannot be distributed. It, they cannot be sent to your customers. They are only present there because you can use it as a reference purpose. If you want to use the reports as a reference by either taking the hard copy, by taking the printout, or if you want to see the soft copy of the report, you can refer to them under the report information system. But otherwise, they cannot be circulated either internally or in the public domain. You cannot circulate. They are just as a reference. So that is what you find under your report information system. So go to CG 54. This is your report information system. Again, click enter. There are 130 reports by the way. Okay. And if you see, all the status of these reports will either be released or historical, but it will not be generated with warning, report request. Other statuses will not be there. There are 130 reports in this already which have been used and which is no longer required in the company. Those reports. So what we can do here in the report information system, if you want to print any of the reports or if you want to refer these reports for creating another new report, you can refer to these reports. Can we change the status here in the report information system? Again, it is not possible. You cannot change the status, but only you can see a list of all the reports which are in release.historical status, and you can even view the files. That is also possible. I think this is in German language. Okay, see, this is one material safety data sheet. They have generated this report and it is available in our report information system, which means it may no longer be used in real time. You can refer how they have created this report, what design they have used, what data they have added. You can refer it. And later, if you are preparing your report template, you can use it in the same way how they have created. Okay, this is your one of the material safety data sheets. Okay, you can go through all the reports. There are many types of reports in this. Conflict mineral reports and your raw material specification, etc. etc. Even there will be some labels also which will be available here. Okay, just go through this report information system. In it out, now let us go to the substance volume tracking transaction codes. Again, like I told you, substance volume tracking is also very important topic. Substance volume tracking. So in this, there are two transaction codes which are very important. First is monitoring of substance volume tracking. Monitoring means at what time the substance volume tracking happened, on which date and time. When it checked, the hazardous substance quantities, what was the quantity of the hazardous substance. Like that, it will give you a list of all the activities that was carried out during that substance volume tracking. So the transaction code for that is CBRC20. Okay, this is for your substance volume tracking. In the initial screen, you have to select the regulatory list for which you want to display the substance volume tracking information. For example, most of the time we'll be using REACH regulation. So you can select REACH under which you want to display all the information. Go to REACH, select REACH, and then execute. Oh, this, see, again, this is a, what to call, server error. It should not happen like this. Have you closed server, Yuvraj?
Sir?
Have you
Uh,
closed your server?
no.
Okay, can you go to this, because here, see, there is some, in the overall status, a different color must come. Like there will be one yellow indicator that will be coming, one green indicator will be coming, red indicator will be coming. So
Hmm.
this overall status in my system, nothing is showing, because that is where you will come to know whether the overall quantity of your substance is within the limits or whether it is over the limit. If it has exceeded the maximum limit, then the overall status will be displayed in red color. So that I wanted to show in this screen.
Okay. Okay.
1 second. Yeah, I can see it. Okay. Reach, execute.
So already I took this one. So anything I need to open it on it? These restrictions?
No, I think in other regulatory list there will not be any data available. So close this window. Close this window and click on execute button. Execute. See, in your system you can see the first column, overall status column. First one should normally be displayed in green color. Again, like I told you, no, the servers are not 100% accurate. Their green indication should come, which means the overall quantity of the hazardous substance is within the acceptable limit. That is what it means. If you are getting a yellow color indicator on this status column, it means that particular hazardous substance has reached 100% of the limit. It is equal to the maximum limit. That is why it will be shown in the yellow color. And then red means if it has already exceeded the maximum quantity limit. Let's say if the quantity limit was 100 kilogram and presently the quantity is 120 kilogram, it has clearly exceeded the quantity limit. So those kind of substances will have a red color status indication. Okay, so you will come to know from this, when the substance volume tracking happened, what was the status of the hazardous substances? What was the quantity status? So here there are three scenarios. If you see, there are basically two scenarios. One is import scenario and second is export scenario. So as a company, either you will be importing any raw materials or you will be exporting your hazardous substances, hazardous product. That are the two scenarios mainly that they focus. One is import and export. Within that scenario, there are some scenario categories. Like when I say import, it can be either you are purchasing the raw material or you can be transferring the material from another plant to your plant. That is also be possible. Go to that scenario category where purchase is written and click on the drop down list, purchase. There is no drop down menu coming. Okay, fine, no problem. Import means basically, yeah, you are purchasing the raw material. That is what it basically indicates. But when you come to export scenario below, you will see there are more than one scenario categories. Export may mean delivery of the product to your customer. Export also means sales. Okay, these are the two things under export scenario. Either you are doing sales or you are doing the delivery of the product to your customer. This is the scenario and scenario category. Then the applicable regulatory list or the regulation which you need to follow for your hazardous substances. Normally in India and all, we follow REACH regulation because most of our products are sent to Europe. So we follow REACH regulation. Next, it will show the company code, that is the code of the company. In FICO module, they create this company code. For every company, there will be a company code that it will display the year in which the substance volume tracking happened, the plant in which the material is available, the name of the material, the associate specification that has been created for this hazardous substance, and within that substance, what is the tracked substance? Tracked means, like I gave you an example, hazard inducer. If there is a car battery, okay, the dangerous component in a car battery is acid, or maybe there are some lithium. Those are considered as hazardous, or even lead compounds will also be there. So, what is the tracked substance within that material? That will also be displayed. And then the determination date. The determination date is the date on which the substance volume tracking was carried out. It will be happening on a daily basis. Okay, but here as an example, they have given 2-3 values under determination date. So determination date is the date during which the substance volume tracking activity is carried out automatically by the system. That is determination rate. Next, your quantity, total quantity available, unit of measurement, and what is the total percentage as compared to the reference value. Okay, like if it is 99%, it is less than 100% maximum limit. So it will be indicated in your green color. Or if it is 100%, it will be indicated in your yellow color, meaning that the quantity, available quantity is equal to the maximum limit. And then you have CAS number, that is, you know what is the CAS number? CAS number. Have you heard anywhere CAS number? See, CIS number means if you are exporting any chemical or if you are manufacturing any chemical, first you have to register what kind of chemical you are doing the business with. What is the kind of chemical you are manufacturing? You need to go and register with, there is one organization for chemical registrations. So you have to register your chemical there. After you register, they will give you one unique code for that product. That is known as the CAS number. CAS number is also internationally accepted, and EINECS number is also internationally accepted. But mainly, this EINECS number is given by the European agency. The European chemical agencies are there, no? They will provide you this number, especially if you want to send your material to Europe. First, you have to register your chemical there. They will give you one reference number, and those reference numbers are known as either CIS number or EINECS number. And this number will also be printed on the product. If you see, there you will find this CIS number or EINECS number. These are chemical registration numbers. So all this information will be displayed under your substance volume tracking. Okay, so this is the first transaction code of your substance volume tracking, where you can see the overall status. How many times this substance volume tracking has happened, what is the status of the quantity, those things you can check here. Next, go to the next transaction code, CBRC 21. Even this is related to your substance volume tracking. CBRC 21. Okay. So what is this transaction code? See, I told you, if you remember, if the quantity, total quantity of a hazardous substance has reached maximum limit, okay, it is more than 100% of the allowed limit, then what is going to happen? Your substance volume tracking will block the documents. It will block purchase orders or production orders, so that it can maintain the limit of the hazardous substance. Okay, if you want to see those blocked documents, which are the documents that are blocked by the SVT? In that case, you can come to this transaction code, and when you execute this, it will show you all those documents which have been blocked by SVT for those substances which have exceeded the maximum limit. So again, here also select reach regulation, or do one thing, you select all the whatever regulatory list is there, you select all. From the first, you select the first one, and in the next you select the last one. No, first select that. First select first one. Double click. Okay, now go to there, select the last regulatory. So that whichever document is blocked among these all regulatory lists, it should show me those documents. Yeah, now execute. Execute. Okay, you have one document which was blocked by substance volume tracking, and that document is this related to reach regulations. The scenario was import, I think they wanted to import a material. Material is triple P21206. This material they wanted to import or purchase. But what happened during the substance volume tracking, the system found that the quantity is like very close to 100% or maybe more than 100%. So what it did, it blocked this document so that you should not purchase this material. You can purchase it, but provided you reduce the total quantity, and then after that you can release this document again and you can purchase the material. That is possible. But here it will display those details where which are the documents that are blocked by the substance volume tracking. So this is the detail of that block document. Now you can even unblock it. You can select that document, and if you click on unblock document, it will get unblocked. Yeah, but here see why it is showing cannot unlock document, because in this demo system there is just one document they have kept for display purpose. If you unblock even that, next time if somebody want to see the block document, they cannot see it. So here it will not unblock the document. It will show you the process how to unblock the document, but this particular document will not be unblocked because this is the only document which is there in our system. So that is the reason it will not unblock. Okay, so this is your substance volume tracking and block documents related to block documents. Any doubt in this, Yuvraj?
Sir, in this block documents, it will show in the CB RC20, which is showing all the substance volume tracking documents. All it's showing, na?
No, it is not showing document. It is only showing the status.
Status.
Like material name, it is showing how much is available quantity. It is showing what is the status, whether it has exceeded or equal to the maximum limit or below the maximum limit. Those things it will show. And what is the percentage wise, how much is the percentage of that material compared to the reference value, that it will show in the previous transaction code. In
Okay.
this transaction code, it will show you exactly the document which was blocked by SVT. Now for example, let us say you are using ammonium nitrate in your company as a raw material. Okay, so what happens when the substance volume tracking runs, it finds out that the ammonium nitrate has reached almost 100% of the maximum limit. Then what it will do? First, it will generate the alert, it will trigger an email, all those things it will do in the first few steps. In the last step, it has to stop the quantity from going beyond 100%. So what it will do, if I have a purchase order, which I am planning to purchase this ammonium nitrate, it will go and block the document. The document will not at all reach the uh, vendor. It will be within the company. So they will try to find out what happened, why the document is not generating. They will try to find out, and then they will come to know that because of the substance volume tracking, that particular document has been blocked. Then ideally what they should do, they should reduce the quantity of the ammonium nitrate, then they should release the document. If you don't reduce the quantity, still release the document, that is unethical, that is wrong. Or during audit they may come to know that so and so person, he released the document even though the quantity was above the maximum limit. So they will not do that, they will not take that risk. First they will either utilize the already available material or they will reduce the material quantity, and then they will release the purchase order. Okay, are you getting me? So this is how the process is carried out in the real time.
Yeah, okay, sir. Yeah.
But remember one more thing I want to add here. The blocking of document will happen automatically. The substance volume tracking will block the document. But when you reduce the quantity of the hazardous substance, it will not release the document automatically. That you have to do manually. You have to come here, you have to search your document which is blocked, and then you should do it manually, unblock the document. But while blocking, it will block automatically without your human intervention. Okay. These are the two transaction codes in substance volume tracking, which are very commonly used. Clear? I think you are noting down.
Okay, sir.
Hmm. Okay, next we will see how to create a bill of material. How to add the components in a bill of material, how to create a bill of material. But before that, just give me 2 minutes. I'll just have some water and come back. Just give me 2 minutes. I need 2 minutes. Hello. Yeah, Yuvraj. Any doubt in this, Yuvraj? Substance volume tracking. Shall we go ahead? Bill
Yeah.
of material.
Yes, sir.
Okay. The transaction code to create a bill of material is CS01.
Okay.
Zero one. Okay, see, this is the initial screen. So if you want to create a bill of material, again, what is a bill of material? It is a list of components which are required to manufacture any product, or raw materials that are required to manufacture a product. So in the initial screen, whatever material you are going to select, that will be the end product. It is not a raw material which you will be selecting. It should be a product. So you have to select the product. You have to select the plant in which this product is manufactured. Then you have bill of material usage. These three things you have to select in the initial screen. So go to the material and select any product which you think you can manufacture. Enter, press enter button. Okay, here these are some of the materials including products will also be there. So you can select any. Okay, that is fine. Okay, but in which plant it was there? You should check the plant, because in the second field you have to enter that plant number. One two double zero. 1200 is the plant number. Okay, okay, you can enter that. Close this. Yeah, yeah. You are still selecting the material. Now you have to enter the plant number. It is 1200. Okay. Select that plant. So in this plant, you actually manufactured this product, whatever product it is. Next, come down to the bill of material usage. Bill of material usage. Above, third one. Yeah. So what is the meaning of BOM usage? See, the bill of material can be created either for production purpose, even when you are doing engineering or design of any product. There also you can use bill of material. It can be used for universal purposes, plant maintenance, and even sales and distribution. So where are you going to use this bill of material? The one which you are creating. What is the area of application? Are you going to use it in the production, or are you going to use it in the engineering or design? You can select from the available option. This is known as bill of material usage. Okay, so normally, since we have selected centrifugal pump as a product, you can go with the second option, engineering or design. Yeah, that is our bill of material usage. What is alternative BOM? I will tell you this later. See, sometimes what happens, for the same product, there may be more than one bill of material available. Let's say you want to create the second bill of material for the same material, centrifugal pump, and same plant, and same bill of material usage. In that case, what will happen? To avoid the duplication, you have to enter the alternative BOM number 2. Again, if you create one more BOM using these three things as common, you have to enter the bill of material number 3 as alternative. So like that, as many times you are creating the bill of material using the same components, you have to keep on adding the alternative BOM number. Okay, anyways, that will come later. Now, after entering these three things, press enter. Okay. So in this screen, this is where you will add the components. Components which are required to create your centrifugal pump. Now go to the component section. In the first row, you will find there is one item category, component, how much quantity you are going to use, and what is the unit of measurement. These are the details which you need to enter. Okay, first select the component. First component which you need for your centrifugal pump. Yeah, enter. Okay, what do you need for your pump? Maybe go down. Hmm, there are no related components here. Okay, go to the top. Select that first one. Select first one. Yeah, let's say we use this. Let's just imagine we use this component in manufacturing our centrifugal pump. Next, what you should do, you should go to quantity and select quantity. Maybe you will use one quantity, one. Okay. And then what is the unit of measurement of this component? How are you measuring this component, whatever that you have added? How will you find that out? Out of the unit of measurement, there are so many of them. Which one you will select for your component? How will you select? Select any one unit and see. Select unit. Okay, let that be the unit. Okay, press enter. Enter item category. Okay, go to item category, first column. There, see there are different types of item categories depending on what material you are using. Some materials are like compatible units. How you have added now, like centrifugal pump is a compatible unit. If you are uploading any document item, then that item category will be document item or class item. If you are using any material from the stock, we call it as a stock item. Phantom material is a material which is very rare. You don't find that in bulk quantity. That is a phantom material. And another type of a stock item is known as non-stock item. All these are related to your inventory. Okay, but still we have to use it in our EHS. Inventory management of MM module uses all these terminologies. Compatible unit, stock item, class item, etc. etc. So for our component, most probably it may come under stock item. Use stock item and see. Yeah. Okay, now press enter. Unit of measure is not supported. So this is the error now. Unit of measure is not supported. So the question is for this component, whatever we have selected, what can be the correct measurement unit and how will I come to know that? Especially if I'm using this option for the first time, how will I come to know for that material or for that component what is the unit of measurement? Is there any way to find out? Okay, I will tell you. Close this. Open a new session, new window. There on top side, right hand side. Star is there, no? Window and a star. Beside that question mark on the right hand side. The next one. No, on the left. Yeah. Okay, now go to transaction code SC16N. This is tables. From the tables, we can find out what is the measurement unit of that particular material. SC16N. Yes. N, not M, N. Okay. Now enter the table name MARA, M-A-R-A. Enter. Okay. Now what you do, go to that other screen, see what is the material number, copy that material number and paste it here. Go to the other session. Copy that component number. That third one. Hmm. Expand it. Enter, paste it there in material field. There. Okay. Now execute. Below general, there is a execute button. Click on execute. On top, right, left hand side, left, complete left. Yeah. Execute. Now this will give you the general material information for this particular component. See the material name, it is showing when was this material created, who created the material, and also it is showing me what is the material type, and see where they have written EEA, that is your measurement unit, EEA. After material group, material number, there is EEA, right? So that is your base unit of measure, EEA. So this is the unit of measure which you have to use in your bill of material. Now if you go back to the other screen, you can enter the base unit of measure as EA. Yeah, there change EA with EA. EA means each piece or each component, like that. It is a dimensionless unit. There is no height, weight, and all. It is just a dimensionless unit. What happened? Go back, click on back button. Okay. See, this component is added. Already it is added. Now add one more component. Similarly, go to next tab, add one more component for this centrifugal pump. Enter. What you will add? No, no. That is already we are creating. That is we are creating. Come below. There is something known as coolant. Add that coolant. We will just use your coolant unit. It went up. Coolant unit. Yeah, add any one of them. Okay. Fine. Now again go to the quantity, enter the quantity, maybe one quantity you want to use. Okay, again unit will be most probably EA. Again put EA and item category as well, stock item. Okay, enter. No, unit of measure EA not supported. So what you will do now again, you have to go to the other screen, enter the name of the material and it will show you what is the unit of measure for this. Copy that material. Expand it, go back, enter that material name there. Okay, execute. Fine. Now tell me what is the unit of measure? ST. Change here with ST. Enter. Okay. So this component is also added. Let us assume we are using just two components, these two things, to create our centrifugal pump. Okay. In that case, we have added two components and you can save this bill of material. Once you click on save button, once again, once you click on save button, you will go back to the main page again. Okay, so don't click, still don't click. Don't click anything. You select this coolant unit is there. No, you select that row. Coolant unit, that entire row you select by going to the left hand. Yeah, select that row. Now, sometimes what happens, when you are manufacturing any pump or any mechanical device, in that some of the components will be made up of few other additional items. So this coolant unit, let us say this coolant unit consists of many other small items which are used to create this coolant unit. So you need to add the sub items. So select this and go to sub item. Under sub items, you can add some nut and bolts, or if you are using some other thing for your coolant unit, you can add it here. Installation point is the place or the location where you are adding. Let's say top side. Yeah, on the top side, you can add quantity as 4. Okay, come to sub item text and say we are using, let's say filters. You can add filters. Okay, next come to the second row. Front, you can write front. Item 1, quantity 1. We are using, let's say, HOSC, hose. Okay, enter. Okay, let's say these are the two sub items which I am using for my coolant unit. Inside this coolant unit, these are the two sub items which are available. Again, these two sub items are within the coolant unit, and this coolant unit is a part of our centrifugal pump. Okay, that is how it is connected. Now click on back button. Back button. Yeah. So we have added sub items under our coolant unit. So for any substance, whenever you are manufacturing any product, if there are any sub items under a component, you can add the sub items like that. Okay, which I have shown you. This is the process to add the sub items. Next, you can save this bill of material.
Sir, how I can know there is sub
Hmm.
item was added in the coolant unit? How we can
See
know
here.
this?
We
If
can
you
know. We can. Hmm.
how?
I'll tell you. See, there is SI. Can you see on the after unit of measurement? There is
Yeah.
SI. Okay, that is sub items.
Okay.
So
Okay.
where the tick mark is coming? It is coming for the second one, right? So it
Yeah.
means the sub items are available for this RM1240.
Okay.
That
So
is how we can implement. Hmm.
if I want to change the sub item now, means how
Hmm.
we can.
You
So
want to
again we
edit? You
edit.
select that. Go
Okay.
to sub items. Go to sub items, and
Okay.
you can
So we can.
yeah add, or you can even change it.
Okay. Fine. Okay. Okay.
Okay, so this is how you can create a bill of material. After adding all the components, see in this example, I am taking it very in a simple terms. Normally, if you want to manufacture any product, you will be requiring lot of components. Lot of components are added to the list. Here, just for simplicity, I have added just 2 components. Okay, so don't think we will use only 2 components for our centrifugal pump. Many and all those. One more thing, remember, this is very important. Don't forget this. The product which you are manufacturing, that let's say it belongs to plant number 1100. Okay, all components which you are adding now for the product, even those components should belong to 1100 plant. If you try to add a component from another plant, it will not accept. It will show error. So remember, when you are creating any bill of material, whatever the plant number you have selected, in this case 1200, all your components should also be from the same plant. Otherwise, it will not accept. It will not allow you to create the bill of material. This is the very important thing. When you are practicing also, if you come to this point, remember the plant which you are selecting for creating your product, same plant should be there for all your components. You cannot add from 1100 here because our plant is 1200. This is another important one. Okay, then you can save this bill of material. Once you save, it will come out of the screen. It will go back to the initial screen. Okay, the next question is how do I edit? Now, if I want to edit some data after creating, after saving, I want to maybe add another component. So how do I do that? Again, it is not possible from this transaction code because we are in CS01. We cannot edit the data from this CS01. We have to go to CS02 /n CS02. That is change bill of material or edit bill of material. Enter. Okay, now press enter again. It is anyhow same material, same plant. No need to make selection. Directly you can enter. Yeah, here now if you want to edit anything, you can edit. Or if you want to add a component, you can add a component. Basically, any changes you want to make to your bill of material, you can do it here. Okay, this is CS02 change material BOM. Okay, any doubt? There is one more transaction code, display bill of material. This is to change the bill of material to add the components. Another transaction code in our bill of material is CS03, wherein you can display the bill of material. It is used to display. You cannot change anything in the transaction code. You can only display. Press enter. Yeah, it will only display the details of the bill of material. You can even go to the sub items and you can see the sub items. There is one more doubt. See, before that sub item, there is one more tick mark is there, if you can see. Where sub item is selected, no, before that, there is one more tick mark under EASM. Can you tell me what is that? For one, for both of them, it is showing a tick mark under ASM. It means that electrical motor which you have added as a component, that itself has a bill of material. Somebody has already created a bill of material for that electrical motor. And also somebody has created a bill of material for your coolant unit. So in another bill of material, in place of your centrifugal pump, what you can see on top, there is a centrifugal pump now. This is a product for which you are creating the bill of material. So somebody has created a bill of material for your electrical motor and coolant unit. So that is why this option is being displayed here, showing that an already existing bill of material is there for both electrical motor and the coolant unit. That is an indication. Did you get my point? Did you understand what I told you?
Sir, can you repeat again, please?
Okay. See, we added one component, electrical motor. Okay. Let's say this electrical motor is used as a part or it is used as a component for manufacturing centrifugal pump. Okay. This is a component, electrical motor. But if you see on the right hand side under ASM, there is a tick mark appearing against that electrical motor. Now, what is the meaning of this tick mark? It means that some other user or some other person before you has created a bill of material for this electrical motor. Means this electrical motor is also a product. It is also a, what I can say, yeah, it is a product.
It also have some group of components, no?
Exactly. And somebody has created a bill of material for this electrical motor. No,
Okay.
this also you have to manufacture. No, electrical motor also you need to manufacture.
Yeah.
So you need some components for that electrical motor. Okay. So if
Yeah.
you need a component for that electrical motor, you obviously need to create a bill of material for that also. So in another part, in another bill of material, some other user has used this electrical motor as the product and they have prepared one bill of material. That is why it is showing the indication ASM as selected. Not only that, some other user has also created a bill of material for cooling unit. Because if you want to manufacture a cooling unit, you need several other components. Only then you can manufacture a cooling unit. That is why for both of these components, it is showing as that a bill of material is already existing. Who knows? Like if you add any other component, for that there will not be any bill of material. It will not be selected. Even that is possible. But as of now, for these two components, there is a separate bill of material which is already there. That is the indication.
Sir, so for centrifugal pump, we created one BOM. Okay.
Yeah.
So I don't have anything regarding this centrifugal pump creation number. I don't have anything. How I can search? I need to edit something on the centrifugal pump creation. How I can search in the BOM?
For centrifugal pump, you mean the component you want to search?
Yeah. Just in the material we added, na 3224
Yeah.
something we added, na. I don't know this thing, but how I can search and take it out?
See, you should know first. See, when if you are manufacturing any product, you should know what are the things that will go into that product. For example, if I'm preparing tea, I know that milk will go, water will go, sugar will go, tea powder will go. I should know that. And these four components should already be there available as a material in my module. If even if one of them is not there, then I cannot create a bill of material. That will be incomplete, I can say. Okay, so if you want to search any component that goes into the centrifugal pump, you should know beforehand. Before you create this BOM, you should know I need 10 components to manufacture this. Okay, and those 10 components you have to create as a material in module. You have to create it in module. Then after creating that, when you want to add the component, those components will be available for you. That is how you should know. But you cannot see, I cannot find out for this centrifugal pump what are the things required. I don't know. That is why we added some. These are not related to our centrifugal pump. Still we added. Why? Because I don't know what goes into this centrifugal pump. I'm not from mechanical background. I don't know. But whoever prepared this BOM, he should be an expert. He should know what are the components that are required for any particular product. Not only like this mechanical device, even if you are manufacturing paint, you should have an idea. For manufacturing paint, what raw materials I need, in how much quantity should I add, all that you should have. That is why we have product engineers, product managers and all. That is why we have them. They will have the better idea. They will refer to the documents. They will see, if I want to manufacture a paint, how much raw material should I add? How much solvent should I add? What is the coloring agent I need to use? They will have that complete details with them. By using those details, they will prepare the bill of material in SAP. Okay, it is not that first you will prepare the bill of material, then you will think whether I can use these components or what should I add. Later you will not think. First you will have an idea what components you need. Then you will add them in the bill of material. You cannot search. It is not possible to search the components for centrifugal pump. Okay, so
No.
this is the main part in the. Okay, any doubt in this, Yuvraj?
Once we created once we added all the items, no, how we can execute this one? This one we will take any. This is also having any templates? Anything there for the
No, no,
BOM
no,
also?
no, no.
Nothing.
We don't have any. No, no. We don't have any template for this. But yeah, there are tables. You can go to the tables, and in those tables you can search for. See, another thing. Remember, when we created this bill of material, it did not show me any, what to call that. It did not create any reference number or serial number. For
That is the
example,
I raised the question. That is what I raised the question, because we
uh,
want to search the BOM. I want to search the BOM, but
uh,
yeah, that is the thing I raised before.
okay, okay, okay. I will tell you
So
that. There is, see here, it will not show you any number for my bill of material. It is only showing the material and plant,
yeah.
or it will show me what is the alternative BOM. But what is
Hmm.
the number for this BOM? To find
Hmm.
that out, you have to go to the tables. There is another screen. No, go to that. In that, if you go, there are few tables related to your BOM. In the other screen, I think you had opened for Mara table. Go to that screen. No, no, not that. Under the, yeah, there. Mara.
Okay.
Here, go back. Okay, see now remove that material number and also remove that Mara. Yeah, go to the table, remove Mara and enter STKO.
SP.
ST T for Tamil
Okay.
Nadu. K
K
O,
O
enter.
ST.
Okay. Now see here. Now this will give you the reference number for your bill of material. Now do one thing. Let us put the selection criteria. We created a bill of material today, right? So go to this created on under the selection criteria. Go to created on that field. Created on field. Down below. Come down.
Okay.
Down.
Yeah.
Created on the right hand side. Enter today's date. Select today's date. Okay. Now execute. Okay. Now do you see there is one bill of material reference number coming in the second column. This
Yeah.
is a bill of material we created today. Okay, this is
Okay.
the one.
Okay.
And the reference number for your BOM is, you can take it from here. It is 00000957. Yeah, this is your bill of material number. Now you can use this as a reference.
Okay.
Okay, no? Yeah.
Okay. This STKO is a common thing, huh? To search the numbers, everything. This
This
for
is the
searching.
table. See, there are actually 2-3 tables that are related to BOM. This
Okay.
STKO will give you the basic general information. See, what is the description of the table? It is BOM header. So this table will contain the header data of your bill of material. Okay. Similarly, there is one more table that will give you a different detail. It will give you different information related to the same, bill of material. Click
So
on
this is
back
also
button.
one kind of transaction code.
Which one?
This STKO also.
It's not a transaction code. It is a table name. It is a
Table.
table name.
Aha. Okay.
Under
Okay.
this table, this is the information that is available. Transparent
Okay.
table, you remember? This is one of the transparent table that holds
Okay.
the master data or transaction data.
Okay.
So your bill of material, what you created, that is a transaction data. So that
Okay.
transaction data created by the user will be available under this table. So is it only your data which will be available? No, not like that. All the BOMs which are created up to now, all those bill of material data will be there. Because we use that selection criteria filter, we filtered as per today's date. That is why it is showing only one record. If you don't put any selection criteria, it will show all the BOMs which are there in the system. Okay, so this is one table. There is one more table that will give you different information. That table name is STPO. You can go back button. Yeah, now change that table name with STPO. Yeah, execute. It will show all. It will show all the BOMs. So if you want to filter, go back, put today's date. So it will show only our related BOM related information.
Okay.
Here it will show you like the quantity. If you just go back, see all the components that we added. No, those components it will show which component were added. That is why this table name is BOM item. All the
Okay.
items or the component that we added, that will be shown. Select again today's date, you select and you display. Execute. Yeah, see why it is showing 2 here, because we added 2 components, right? One was 3206, another is BM1240. It will show the unit of measurement, quantity, name of the component added, but BOM number will remain same. See, no matter you add 10 components or 50 components, it all belongs to one BOM. That is why this BOM number will remain same. It will not change. So this is another table which will give you the individual BOM components which you have added.
Okay.
So like that, that is why your tables are very important. You don't take it lightly. The tables are very useful. And
Okay.
even when you want to create any report, new report, at that time you should give the table name to your technical consultant. he will not go and find out what is the table name and all. He will ask you. He will ask you, okay, tell me this information under which table is available. That time you have to tell the table name. For example, if you are creating any report where a bill of material report will be generated, he will ask you, okay, tell me this bill of material reference number, in which table it will be available. If you tell it will be there in STKO, in his programming coding, he will use that name. He will use that table name. So what will happen when that program runs? The system will fetch the data from that particular table and it will fill in the report. That is how your coding, your tables are very useful in generating the reports.
Sir, this okay, this STKO and STPO and all I am searching. Na? For this one, there is one transaction code you said. Na? What is that?
SE16N.
SE
16N.
16M. Okay.
N.
N. Okay, fine. Yeah.
So that is a transaction code if you want to go to the table section.
Table
you
section.
Go to the table.
For all the table section, for this is the one and only.
It is common. Yes.
Okay, fine. Okay. Okay, sir.
Yeah. Okay, so these are some of the important things what we have in the bill of material. Okay. So you need to practice a little bit more. I think it will become easier.
Okay.
It's not difficult. Comparatively, it is much easier.
Okay.
And also I will show you how to see, for example, what if you don't know the table name? There are hundreds of tables. What if I will tell this in the next class, where you can search for any particular table. There is a way where you can display all the tables which are there in EHS. Or if you just know the starting letters of the table, you can enter that and you can search for the table. How to search the table, I will tell this. Okay, so that it will be much useful for you in the future. Because we cannot remember all the tables, no, it is not physically possible. So you can find out what is the name of the table.
This transaction codes and all also we cannot remember everything, na?
Yeah, it is not possible, but you know,
some
at least
transaction
the
code
main. Some transaction codes you can remember, like important ones, like how to go to the report template, how to go to the report information system, how to create the generation variant. These important which are used frequently. Only those transaction codes you remember. Otherwise, there are hundreds of them which you cannot remember all. So even in interview, you know, they will ask you the transaction codes. But what they will do, they will ask only those transaction codes which are very commonly used and which are very important.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So this is all we have. I have shared the notes, this product safety notes I have shared. In the next class, we will see global label management. This is also a very interesting topic, global label management, where we will see the different types of labels, different applications of labels, how to decide the size of the label, what are the different label types. All these things we will see in the coming class under global label management. Again, this is also a very hot topic nowadays. Lot of companies need people who have knowledge in GLM. So we will see the topic more deeply. We will discuss and we will see the related transaction codes. Okay. Any doubt so far? Is it clear? Or
yes.
any difficulty, let me know. You can message me, you can reach me out anytime. It's not
Okay,
that
sir.
you have to wait till we connect again. Anytime you can just message me, ask your doubts, I'll clarify them.
Okay, sir.
Because
Sure.
we meet only once in a week. Next we are only going to meet on next Saturday. So in the meantime,
Yeah.
for today, yeah, see you in the coming class next week.
Okay, sir. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. See you.
Okay, Yuvraj, take care.
Yeah.
Bye, Shivdev. Take care. I'll see you next week.